crystal clear. The secrets of night, I wanna dive in all your feelings. Did you find everything on your skin?
Hello, Slothutations. It's Sloth. Num num. Num num. Well, today, well, not today. It's been out for more than a day. But we have our update complete. Update complete. What is our update? Well, our update is Zest for Life Part 2. It says ceremony stages got released and legend stages got released, and some bug fixes. Apparently, it would be like, you don't have enough energy, even though you did have enough energy. So they went, whoops, and they fixed it. That's it. So the ceremony stages, you'll notice that in addition to these 5 hunt stages, 2 ceremony stages got released. What ended up happening was that on the daily reset, the ceremony stages got added, and then about like 8 hours from that time, the legend stages got added. So the ceremony stages got added a bit early. I would imagine that was intentional, but the update made it seem like we were going to get all the new stuff all at once. So in my mind, when that happens, it makes the players feel like, is this correct? Are we supposed to get this? Is it even right? Is there going to be more? I don't understand what's going on here. So there was a bit of confusion. So, since the ceremony stages were released before the legend stages, let's dive into the ceremony stages. Now remember, Hunt 5 was a power level of 38,000-ish. Okay. But if we look into the ceremony stages, we now have a power level of 63,000. So, to remind you of what a power level of that magnitude looks like, well, Master 4 is about 38,000-ish, okay? 38,700, okay? I would say that based on my experience with the game, with no intimacy, no potential, and only your base 1-star ascension rarity, this is, I would say that is auto-battleable at like level 45 to 50, okay? I would say that's auto battle range, okay? For about a level 50 account, okay? But then, of course, you are going to intimacy, you are going to ascend, you are going to add potentials. So it's probably auto battleable earlier than then, okay? So a ceremony 1 is probably auto battleable at level 55, maybe even level 60. Okay. So that's now the fight. You notice that all the enemies are the same, except that moth is not a moth anymore. That moth is this interesting elemental. So I'll go into the fight real quick. I'm not going to complete it. So we got an element spirit. Okay. Still the same poachers, still the bears. So still the fight, once you see 2 poachers and then you see 3 animals. And oh, I never noticed this. Wow. Did anyone notice that this elemental spirit has a booty? Look at that peach. Oh my goodness. Okay, I did not notice that. There's a big peach on this elemental spirit. Okay. Well, and the elemental spirit is having covering on its chest area, indicating it is probably a female. So guys, This is New Carnival's very first female Peach. Congratulations. All right. Way to go, game. Okay. Teach me something new every day. So, now, what you do is, again, you get rid of the bunny. Okay. Then, you can get rid of the bear if you press for turns. Right, getting rid of the bear means less healing, which means less damage you have to do overall, but it means you'll be taking more damage from the poachers. And then this elemental spirit here, okay, that's what you do. So, I guess let's do it. Now, the elemental spirit, it's going to not. The elemental spirit does is, you notice, it doesn't buff attack. And if I look at it, right, it will do a regen, okay? And over time, it loses attack. A chance of inflicting attack minus 2% to user. Now, weirdly enough, okay, it doesn't do it to me, it does it to itself. So, it makes me think that it's supposed to be debuffing, right, my team, but it's a debuff in itself. Okay, all right, whatevs. I will not question this, even though I probably should. Okay. Now you'll notice that it does buff, it does add a buff. It's still the same buff. Now it did add an attack buff. Okay, well that's what I was kind of expecting, right? And I'm gonna go after the bear. That's what I feel like doing. Alright. So you'll see on this turn, poacher ults. So if you don't like that damage, get rid of that poacher first. But again, my team at this level can kind of handle it. Then, of course, they're going to auto attack. And then on this turn, can be dangerous for your team. Poacher B and the elemental spirit will all at the same time. Okay. And we don't like that. So the reason why my team is attacking the fairy is because my Garu's going to eventually clear them off to the side. So if I focus the spirit, right, I spread my damage out. See, Poacher B. Okay. Gets another turn again. Right. Boom. Heal. Attack. Alright. Now I could finish this fight. I'm not though. Okay. Defeated. What's up with games saying that you get that when you run away you're defeated? I'll be back. And then it showed my Olivine like all like horny. Defeated. Can we have sex now? Okay. So that was ceremony 1. Now, ceremony 2. Right? So ceremony 1 gives more chocolate. Or more chocolate. Oh my gosh. More Zest vessels. Than Hunt 5. And at a better rate. Now, ceremony 2 has the same stamina. So I was like, wait, what? Same stamina, right? So if it drops more vessels, it's going to have a better rate. It has to, because it's the same stamina. We don't even need to calculate it, right? So, but, look at the power level. 80,000-ish. Okay, that means you need a level 60 team to auto battle this. Okay. Not, like, I don't see anyone auto battling this without less than a level 60 team, unless they have a level 55 team that has ascensions and intimacy and potential. Okay. Other than that, you're not going to be able to auto battle this. You're going to have to manual this. Okay. And if you're going to manual this, you should probably manual it with the level 55 team. Okay. It's the same kind of fight, except the... Here, I'm going to show the start of the fight to give you an idea of just how close this fight is. Even for this team here that I have. Okay, so I can attack the bunny. I don't like it when he does that. I don't like that bunny doing bunny things. And he barely, just barely, like, lives. And I'm like, darn it, bunny. Alright, so that clears him. Okay. Then I can go after the bear. Or I can go after Poacher B. Okay. So, let's go after Poacher B. I'm not going to try to rush clear this, Ow. 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 Now he did paralyze my Aster, which is naughty. Now remember, they're going to just auto-attack the next round after Poacher A ults. Okay. Bam. Now this is going to be the turn where we're going to get ults from all three of them. But it's fine. Morve should be able to handle it. And, let's see. Yeah, let's get rid of the bear. Boop. Boom. Boom. Okay. And, yeah, Poacher B's turn to ult, but we do feel that Astra's going to clear him. Ow. Ow. Okay. And then... Well... Okay, Poacher... Now, be careful. I did it because I have HP. But I could have got rid of Poacher A. I really could have. But I feel like Garu's going to be able to like just get him off to the side. So I'm spreading my DPS. Now I do realize... Oh, you never guard with Morve. What am I doing? They have the damage, you know. So Poacher A is going a little ballistic. As he does. Okay. There. There. See, Garu kind of takes him off to the side, so I can try to... Now, I'm not going to finish it in 11 turns, because I kind of got unlucky with who got paralyzed, to be quite honest. But, I've done it before with 11 turns, and I'm not going to defeat him with not doing 11 turns. I've done it already, though. You know, it's fine. So I'm going to return the map. But that's how the fight goes. Okay? And it's a hard fight. Like, in terms of, you know, having the right HP. And in this game, we know that as you increase in levels, you get more stat per level as you get more levels. So you get more stats from level 50 to 55 than you do from 55 to 60. And that's a level 60-ish fight, right? So if I had all my allies and I leveled them all to 60, that fight would be way easier, and my chances of getting 11 turns would be almost guaranteed every fight. And so RNG plays less of a factor. Okay? So yeah, so that's those stages. Now, then there's the legend stages. I'll do a separate video on legend stages, but we have a level 20 legend stage, right? And you'll see that there's no rewards. Level 2 legend stage, no rewards. No rewards, okay? Now they do drop vessels, okay, for every clear. And I believe it's the same amount as this hunt 4 or the hunt 3, okay, in terms of efficiency. So they made it so that the legend stages, you could farm them, I guess, but they cease to be the best farming stage at like hunt 3, so that there are hunt 4, hunt 5, ceremony 1, and ceremony 2 are the best hunt stages. But we'll look at a graph to confirm. Okay, so no longer are these level cap stages, these challenge stages, no longer are they like stages you want to farm. The only exception would be if you're able to do the level 20 legend stage, then that would be your best way to farm up until you unlock like hunt 4 or hunt 5. Okay, so that's the only reason why you would farm the legend stage. But now here's a little bit of my feelings on this. Okay, now the legend stages, I completed 1 and 2, and I'll be completing number 3 today. I'm not really worried about it, but if you want to remember what we get for rewards, let's see. Well, it's the same as these. We get 100 gems on Legend 1 and 200 gems on Legend 2. There it is. Chapter Legend 1, 100 gems. Chapter Legend 2, 200 gems. Okay? And then Legend 3 will give us 2 scrolls. But yeah, in my other video, I was really hoping that because they literally doubled our points that we needed for this event, right? The event's 3 weeks, the same amount of time as the other event, so they didn't double our time. So I was hoping, because they doubled the points we needed, 60,000, right? That we would get maybe like a one-time large amount of vessels, right? And a few reasons. One, 30,000 points extra is kind of a lot of points to get in the same amount of time, right? And so we're going off this premise, logic. We're using some logic to make an assumption, right? Now, sometimes when you make a prediction using logic, it doesn't pan out because it was all a prediction, right? It doesn't guarantee you anything. But that's what you base a good educational assumption is on some form of logic. So my thinking was, well, the amount of points we have left is double that from the last event, and they have not increased our time. Also, I'm going to look at a handy dandy chart real quick. I'm going to pause and come back to the chart. Hello, at the chart now. So this is a comparison of at least the hunt stages compared to White Day stages. Now, here we have hunt 5. Oh no. There we go. So we have hunt 5, drops 95, right? And White Day 5 and 9, they gave 72. Okay, so that's an increase of the base drop increased, right? 9.5 is 10, or sorry, 7.2 is 10% of 72, right? You get 10% of something, you just divide by 10, right? Not the hardest mental math. 95 minus 72 is about 23, so that's like 25% increase in the amount they gave as a base drop. So if you increase the amount of your base drop by about 25%, right, then asking your player base to farm for 25% more it's not unreasonable. So, well, what's 25% of 30,000 though? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's go to a calculator. Now we're at a calculator. That's right. 30,000 divided by, um, well, times, um, 25%, right? Is 7,500. So, plus 30,000, right? So that would be the amount of event points that would have been reasonable to ask us, considering that, like, those stages only gave us 25% more, right? But let's take a look at something different real quick. All right, so here we have um, a chart including the ceremony stages and the legend stages. So as you can see, as if I hold it, the legend stages, they offer the base amount the same as Hunt 4. So Hunt 4 gives us about 80, right? And so the legend stages also give 80, right? And it's the exact same amount. So now what we were comparing before was Hunt 5 gave us a base 95 drop. Well, Ceremony 1 gives us 110, and Ceremony 2 gives us 112. So what that means is that when Ceremony 1 released, we got 110 minus 95. We got 15 more vessels per run compared to Hunt 5. And Hunt 4 to Hunt 5 was also 15. Hunt 3 to Hunt 4 was about 14. Hunt 2 to 3 was about 13. And Hunt 1 to 2 was about 14. So giving us a 15 vessel increase for the 5 stamina was actually really nice. It was like, yeah, okay, that's a decent. But Ceremony 1 to Ceremony 2, they don't increase the stamina, right? But they only give us 2 more vessels. So a lot of you people probably think, man, Ceremony 2 is so difficult. You know, if you're, in all honesty, mathematically, if you are having difficulty clearing Ceremony 2 with the same multipliers, don't even sweat it. Just do Ceremony 1, okay, each day, and farm that at the highest multi. If you're having that being difficult, and this chart shows that, like, if you can clear Ceremony 1 at 60%, right? But you're able to clear Hunt 5 at 70%, well, just farm Hunt 5. So the TLDR is, if you can clear Hunt 5 at a higher multiplier than Ceremony 1, then Hunt 5 wins easily. But as soon as you're able to clear Ceremony 1 at the same multi, right, or higher, Ceremony 1 wins. And that's the trend for this entire event, okay? That's been the trend. So, now, what's nice is, that is the trend. I do like that. But Ceremony 2, in all honesty, look at this, like 2.71 to 2.75 efficiency. Okay. Ceremony 2 had an opportunity to be way better. And look at, he just increased, giving us 2 more vessels, gave us a similar amount of increase of efficiency. Okay, that is the amount of vessels per the amount of stamina spent, right? Here, Hunt 5 to Ceremony 1, the stamina increased by 5. They gave us enough drops such that it increased by 0.4. Okay? 0.04, rather. And here we see a 0.05 increase. They didn't increase the stamina, they just added 2. That means that the more that they add here, the way better it is. I am kind of surprised that like 1, yes, like increasing it by 2 doesn't feel that great. They could have increased it even if they increased it by 10, right? That would feel better, okay? But I still think they missed out, and here's why. 112 is the best base drop we're getting, and now we're gonna go back to the other chart, right? All right, so we're back at the other chart. Remember that Hunt 5, 95, right? Oh, not Hunt 5. What am I talking about? White Day event. White Day event gave us a certain amount. I realize I do not see White Day 10 here. But I have a feeling White Day 10 was also 95. So we'll use Hunt 5 to be synonymous to that. So if you're giving us 112 as the best amount for base, then we go to our little calculator, right? The best that we were able to get was 112 as a base. And then like you or not 112, 95. 112 divided by 95. You increase the amount of points by about that much. So about 18%, right? So again, if you take 30,000 and you multiply by the 18%, right? There we go. Now you also had a factor of there's a 30% multiplier that everyone's has access to, right? So everyone is at least getting 30% multi over the 30%, right? But it doesn't increase it by 30%. You don't multiply this number by 30%. It's only like making sure that you're getting a little bit more. Like, and I would say not by 24,600 more, okay? And that's how much left in terms of like you're asking the player base to kind of fill in for the amount that they need. So what does this mean? Let's get some music back. Why do 60,000 is how much you need for all these, right? The ceremony stages, like I beat them once, I do assault to make sure I get the highest multi. Now, most people are gonna have, let's say 10, 20, 30, 40, okay? Plus the 30% multi, about 70%, anywhere from 50 to 70% is like, okay, most accounts. I'm not most accounts. It's funny. I'm saving for Garu's limited time, so I'm saving all my pulls. I get my pulls from Friendship Summon. So do not be sorry for me. I'm doing this on purpose to get the max pulls. That's the opportunity cost for me. I happen to not have SSR Quincy or SSR Kuya or SSR Ovid or SR versions of them. I just don't have them. And I could pull, but I won't. I'm just being stubborn on my personal strategy for Garu, and that's fine. And I'm not whining about it. It's what it is. I accept it. It's fine. So I will just have to assault this at the 40%, accept that 40% is what I get. I'm assaulting because, as you saw, it's a little RNG, and I got the express passes, and that's what they're for. So I'm only getting 157 max right now, And unless I get from my friendships contracts one of those SR units, it's gonna stay that way. But that's not that much of a base, right? As we just saw mathematically. Even if it was a 40,000 I calculated, right? That's a 33% increase, right? Even if it was 45,000, that's a 50% increase. They did not increase our ability to gain vessels by 50%. Okay? But let's say they did. That's still 15,000 vessels that we would need to get. Even Quincy's yawning because this is going a little long, and I'm a little bit, of a slower talker. But I'm a sloth, so I mean, if you're watching a sloth make videos, like, what else are you expecting? To be honest. Okay, but 15,000, right? Let's use the chart, gallery. Okay. Oh. What's happening? Oh, wow. Okay, sorry. I'm recording, and I might have pictures of culture, as people like to say, in my gallery. So, that's not all that black space. That's not what that was. Okay. You would never expect a person of this playing this kind of game to have pictures of culture. But just in case we did, they might be edited for censored. Okay, so we were going to talk about a number of points. Okay. I'm going to have to get to the other graph. Okay, so the other graph, we have that the base amount was, I lucked out. Swipe left or swipe right to get items. This is his face. This explains this is my face. on and this is a lot of people's faces, especially some people who've invested a lot of time space when it came to the amount that we're getting for ceremony too. But this game's gonna have growing pains in it. But again, 112, right? And swipe the other direction for a picture of culture, which it's just I can't do that. I'm so lucky that it went that way. Okay, that's not what you're watching my content for. And if you are, DM me. I'm just joking. I'm kidding. Okay, so let's see. So 112, right? So if we go to our calculator, right? Let's say you had 45,000 points, right? How much is it going to take to get 112? Well, 112. Let's say you had 50. Well, the game gives you 30%, and then let's say you had 60 or 50%, right? Assuming that you had two SR units, right? Is it good? That's in the middle, right, of these percentages. 168. 168, right? Divide by 168, right? And I get, you can't, 89, but you can't do 89 in a part of a stage. So you do 90 runs. 90 runs of a stage, okay, that cost 40 stamina each. That's 3,600 stamina, okay? That's in it. That's for that 15,000. If you wanna, if let's pretend like in White Day event, we got 30,000 points, and people still needed to use gems. Some of us didn't because you had 100% multiplier. But yeah, So, let's say you're doing gem refresh. Well, let's find out. Let's divide by. You get 120 on a stamina thing. That's 30, and that's times 200. 6,000 gems. Okay, so, now that's for 15,000 points. So if you had about 50% multiplier, right, on ceremony 2, it would cost you about 110 pool to get 15,000 points. Okay. And let's say you did that for the 30,000 gap. That's asking your player base on average, right, on a 50% multiplier, to spend 12,000 gems. Now the event gives us about 3,500, so that's 8,500 gems. Okay, and the event is 21 days, and you get 100 from your dailies. So we're gonna minus 2,100 there, right? And then let's say now the weeklies. I don't think the weeklies give us 1,000 gems. So and that's 3 weeks. So that's how much gems we have left there. And then the monthly gives us, I think the monthly gives us like 5,300. Right? So if you started this event and you use, now in my previous videos I said use your gems for refreshes. Don't use them for pulls, or or use them strategically. If you start this event and you saved and used all your gems to do refreshes for the event, right? If you did that, you would still have about 2,000 gems left over after this period of the event, and to do more refreshes if you needed to. Okay, but as you saw, for those 30,000 extra points, even if you had 50% multiplier, and this was assuming, that the ceremony 2 was kind of open. Well, actually, it's not assuming that ceremony. So this is assuming that you were able to farm naturally 30,000 points, and all you needed was 30,000 more. Well, refreshes will help you get there. And the event gives you enough gems through dailies, through weeklies, through monthly, and through the event to do enough refreshes to get 30,000 points. But that makes me that you know what that does? It makes me that face. You're asking your player base to know that that's what their gems are for. But we've established that players see gems as a way to earn more summons, and that players tend not to save their gems up for anything else but summons. And that means that players will get halfway through all their prizes, and that's not good. I don't want to go through that again. Okay. So yeah. So, I'm gonna stop the video right here. I guess I'm gonna stop the video on this face because and restart a new video on this face. We're gonna go over event design, what's realistic, because I want this game to go well and do well. But part 1 ended on a good note from me. Part 2 ends on this face. Alright guys, this was Sloth. If Sloth can make this face, so can you.